Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the homestead. Today is Saturday, June the 12th, and it actually started drying up this week. From I think the last rain we got was Tuesday, and it was supposed to be dry all the way up until next week. That is until this morning, and we had a thunderstorm roll through here just about the time I was getting ready to come out here. Good thing is it's kind of cool out here at the moment. But it definitely, I don't think we got a whole lot of rain. It's just enough to kind of scare the dogs. But kind of want to take you around and show you maybe a little different view and give you another tour of the garden and kind of show you what some of the stuff that's going on. I don't think I've shown you from the outside with some of the upgrades we've done there as well. So, and I kind of want to go show a few of the different things and show some of the progress. So let's turn you around and let's get this show started. So here's the view of the garden from the outside at the moment. Now, I don't know if this is picking this up real well or not. Let me walk over here and I'll kind of show you. One thing we've kind of done, we've randomly put these little spinners up and around. My wife thinks they're cute, and the other purpose is to hopefully kind of scare some birds away from some of the stuff. But we've also put these, they're solar powered lights, and they're on every T-post up and around. And when you get out here at night, it lights the whole thing up. It has a kind of a pretty cool effect. Kind of give you an idea of just how much rain we've got and everything, nothing is dried out. Yeah, I need to mow the grass. That was on this schedule for this morning. But we've got mushrooms that are coming up everywhere, or I don't know about everywhere, but this is quite a few mushrooms coming up that I saw out here this morning. But this soil just has not dried out. Although yesterday when I was taking a look, I actually considered having to water the garden, but I haven't been walked through there yet this morning, so I'll have to go take a look and see how things are going. So let's go take a look. So this is my wife's getting to play a little bit. Those are the chives we've had. She's got 2 or 3 different types of basil that are in there. She's harvested. This is what she really likes. She's got a couple of strawberry plants here, and one of them's about ready. I'm going to give that a little bit more time before I harvest it. She's got some lemon basil and some oregano back there. That's not lemon basil, lemon balm. What am I talking about? So I think she eventually wants to kind of separate those out a little bit. So, but that's there. So let's go around over here. So this is my amaranth, and it's definitely ready. I need to start, and I'm going to do some of it this weekend, I know, and cook up some of the greens on some of these and harvest a few of these just for the green purposes. But if you kind of take a look down here, look at how big these stalks are. These things are getting huge. I mean, just kind of like, there's my finger. It's bigger around than my finger, that's for sure. And so some of those are definitely, they're pretty good, pretty tall also. Now, we had another thunderstorm come through here last week, and we got a bunch of these kind of blown over. We're going to see some of that damage all throughout the garden. Stuff like that one there. That's probably just from this morning. The wind coming through here. We got a bunch of them. And what's kind of weird is, like, randomly in the middle of the garden, the wind will blow stuff over. So I almost sometimes wonder, it's like, did someone just jump in the middle of the garden? And then these are my zipper cream peas. And just in this week alone, we've seen all of these runners pop up here. And that's just happened in the last few days. I'm starting to see these guys all do that. And again, I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be a bush bean or a bush pea kind of deal. So I haven't seen any flowers on these yet. But the beans, on the other hand, I am seeing flowers, and if you can see right here, we've got our first beans starting to make, and there's a few more throughout here that we're definitely starting to see some beans starting to make. So we'll keep an eye on this. That's a 5-foot by 10-foot bed of green beans. And it's like falling all over the sides and stuff on this guy. And that's, you planted at your square foot gardening, 9 per square foot spacing. And you can kind of tell the lima beans versus the green beans, the leaves are just different. The lima beans have these kind of triangular leaves, whereas the green beans have more of a little bit more of a rounded. And then this brand, I think these are the Landreth. These are just bigger leaves altogether. And if you put my hand, that one's about as big as my hand almost. Well, some of these, I'm not sure what's going on here. Kind of seeing some of the burnt ends on a few of these. I don't know if they're not getting the same amount of sun or something happened there. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But that's my green beans. And then we got the sunflowers. In general, they're doing pretty good. I told you we had some thunderstorms and pretty good wind coming through this week. So I had to put this guy here. You see I've got him tied up there. He was flopped all the way over. He wasn't bent. Looked like he would just come up out of the soil there, but these guys are definitely getting tall. I don't see anything looking like flowers up in there yet, but these are definitely getting huge. And then kind of walk around over here. The okra is doing good as well. Matter of fact, I think just a matter of time before we start seeing some flowers coming off of these. And I know I haven't actually seen any yet. But they're probably give it a couple of weeks and I'm going to be in on some pretty good okra coming in. Problem is my wife doesn't like okra. And that's a whole nother backstory on that. And then these are some pretty sad La Roma tomatoes. I'll say this was my fault. I should have put some trellising up sooner, but didn't get to that with all this, everything else going on. But we're still getting some tomatoes in there. And so as soon as we get the tomatoes, ripened and harvested, then we'll go ahead and yank these guys out of here. The basil, I just harvested that guy last week, and he's already back and ready to be harvested. These guys are doing much better than I was, expecting. And speaking of the eggplant here, these guys are doing quite well also. I'm still amazed at just how big they are, and we've got actually some flowers. Haven't seen them open yet. I'm looking for one right now. I know I've seen a couple of them on here. Like if you look, right there's a couple. Here's a bunch right down in there. So having some eggplants looks like it's on the agenda for this week for sure. I need to pick some of these onions. I've been saying that for a while now. I did put some stuff over some of the onions so that when they start dropping seeds, I can catch all the seeds from them. So, and then that's just a hot mess right there of carrots. And the beets, I'm still amazed. Just if I get to harvest, you know, a quarter of these beets, I'm gonna have beet seeds anyway. I'm gonna have a lot. And the new addition here, I've had a couple of radishes in there that hadn't started to do anything, and they have bolted. And heck, it's in a seed garden, so let's let it make some seeds, and we'll see what we can do with that. And I probably need to cut back, go ahead and start seeing about cutting back some of these carrot seeds. That's probably way too many. And then back over here, this is my sweet pepper bed, and again, this is because of the wind. You can see some of the damage up in there, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything making on the bell peppers yet. But over here, I've got a good picture. Check out that guy. He's definitely making good ones. And these are the we call the sweet gypsy peppers. So we'll see how well those. But that's just these three plants here. And then these are a Cubanelle type, and you can kind of see there's some peppers started there and there. There's definitely some peppers going. You can see a few in here also. I believe those are still the Cubanelles that are producing. But you can see all the damage that took place from the wind. Lesson learned here. I still need to do some kind of staking for peppers also. And then this is my other tomato bed. These tomatoes are doing definitely better than the other ones are, without a doubt. I went through here, my staking, this is just EMT poles. I just stuck those in the ground and tied the tomatoes up to them just to kind of get them up off the ground. And we got one tomatillo right there that's getting large. The others I had to uncover them, but they're doing good. And this is, I just dropped seeds in the ground. I didn't transplant them out, didn't go by. I just like, it was late, I couldn't find stuff, so I just went and put seeds in the ground. But this is also just kind of pay attention to how much space your plants need, because these guys are actually pretty wide. And you can see they're putting tomatoes on also. And then to come this way, we begin the invasion of the squash. We start walking into their territory. We'll get up here, but before we get there, of course, this is my other seed, but a couple of things different in here. These are definitely some, I picked a watermelon radish yesterday. I've got a couple of watermelon radishes, but that one's one that's going to seed. I like watermelon radish, so I'll go ahead and let it produce its pods and see what we get from there. And right there's a classic carrot thing going. Just trying to let that dry out. One thing I did figure out this week, and kind of go over here, this would be more for Seed Saving Wednesday, but we'll put it on here as well. Once your weather kind of starts drying out, it doesn't take long for seed pods to start drying out. And I've been harvesting these, and I thought I'd seen, yeah, so there's a bunch of those that were still green. So I'll have to come back in here later on this afternoon and go ahead and harvest a bunch of those pods, right? And that's all for my rutabagas. But while I'm here, So here is this is predominantly squash. There's a couple of lone tomatoes and a thing of celery in there. But we've also, if you look there, that is your classic vine borer damage. I think my zucchini plant is toast. I harvested a couple of them off of there, but yeah, I think I'm going to be pulling him up unless he put some roots down somewhere else. We'll kind of see. But these other ones are definitely putting out some fruit. I put this trellis up here last week. Let me back here. I went and put this guy up. It's basically an EMT conduit with a couple of brackets holding each side up there. This may be kind of fun, but you can see that some of the squash is definitely, we're putting on some fruit there. I may just cut this guy off. I need to come out here with some clippers and do some pruning on this guy. If I can get through the jungle here. I do have a tomato. I don't know what kind he was. He was given to me. I put him over here, and I didn't mean to put him in a competition with squash. But oh, and here's another fruit coming from there, and I think I'm starting to get rained on. And my yellow squash is definitely, it's doing good. I think I got a couple in here I need to go harvest. But you can kind of see here, this stuff has gone absolutely crazy. It's like walking through here, I gotta pay attention to where I'm stepping. I swear this is almost one of those that you can kind of see it grow. Like down here I saw another, it's a fruit starting. The ants may end up getting that one. We'll have to see. And then we got my cucumbers here. And I swear this last week has been one of those being able to watch them grow almost. I mean, last week they were just down at the very bottom, and now they're already, well up into the trellis. I've got them tied on and they're making their way up it. And I'm starting to see flowers up in there too, so this is doing good. And the hot peppers, this is my hot pepper bed here. I've actually got quite a few on here. The jalapenos are definitely starting to see some fruit coming on in there. There's quite a few up in here. On all of these guys. And the poblanos, I've got a couple of them. If you can see that one right there. It's a little guy there. And look back up in there. Got a few there going, so we are definitely seeing a lot of peppers coming up. And then we've got, this is my first year growing chamomile, just kind of to see how it does, and it would appear to be doing pretty good. Not quite sure. I haven't played with flowers or anything like that yet, so I've harvested a few of them just to kind of see. And again, this is kind of one of those experiments. Let's throw it in here and see what happens. But this is why you kind of want to pay attention. Don't worry about your garden looking so sparse in the spring when you first plant it, because when it gets big, this is why you need this, why they tell you need the space that you need to do the growing with. So we're kind of in the middle of the garden here. I think we've been around everything at this point. Just kind of give you an idea, that's a 6-foot tall fence. My sunflowers are almost to the top of that. Heck, so are my carrot flowers, for that matter. And the squash thinks the 6-foot fence is a joke. It goes up and over that without even thinking about it. So that's the fun for this week. And of course we've got the chickens that are out. I actually got 9 eggs. I got 9 hens, and I've got 9 eggs yesterday. And I regularly get 2 duck eggs. That's kind of standard, although this morning it's just the opposite. I haven't gotten any this morning. Typically I'll get 2 duck eggs first thing in the morning, and I didn't get any this morning, so we'll see what happens. But we need to let this rain get on out of here. I kind of come up over here and give you another long view of the full view of the garden. So hey guys, before I close out this video, I kind of wanted to show you, I told you about the solar lights around on each one of the T-posts earlier. So I kind of want to show you this while they're kind of lit up at night. You can kind of see all the lights lit up there and all the way across there. I just kind of thought that was kind of cool and something. Kind of get a good picture of this at night. Of course, the gas station right at the corner kind of has some issues with that, so that's the nighttime view of the garden. So anyway guys, that's the tour for this week. And if you can kind of see, if you can see all the thunder, the clouds and stuff in the background, what we're dealing with today. But that's the update for this week. God bless, and we'll see you on the next video.